My name is Stony Burns.
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
hear me?
Stony, how are you?
Doing good. The city of the day today is Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas.
You know, I was wondering, 30 years ago, Tom Kenny, I believe, played a festival in Dallas, Texas.
Was it about teachers?
At
Was
Club
it a teaching
Dada.
festival?
Yes, in Deep
It was
Ellum.
not a teaching festival.
Deep
In
Ellum.
Deep Ellum with a Little Jack melody. And do you remember what the festival was?
I
Mr.
do
Kenny?
remember. And, nice shout out to Bobcat by having Minnie Mouse in your Pez collection there.
Of course.
Stoney, are you calling us from the space shuttle?
I know, right?
The International Space
It's like
Station.
5 frames per second.
He's kind of breaking up.
Can you do some zero gravity spinning?
I'm not sure what's wrong with the service.
Stony, yeah, I guess you're right. That was 30 years ago. So there was a record store, a used record store, right, called 14 Records. Are you old enough to remember this? And the guy,
yes,
no, you're not. There was a guy that owned it named Big Bucks Burnett. I've fallen out of touch with him, but he was a great guy. Big Bucks Burnett had this record store, and he had 2 obsessions, maybe 2.5 obsessions. The TV show Mr. Ed about the talking horse, Tiny Tim, and my stand-up. So he put on, using the money he had from his record store, he put on a festival called Edstock that had myself.
Well, there's a poster
It's like
for
Tip
it.
Yeah,
Fest.
there it is.
No, look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, look at
There we go.
look at. And I was the MC, and Tiny Tim was there, and some other people, Joe Ely, and it was amazing. Now, the thing I remember most about that, like, it's weird how, connective tissue. We always talk about how weird the universe is. Boring, Tom. Move on. But Tiny Tim, who was, very eccentric, and he was also quite large at that time.
Right.
And he kind of lost his balance and fell down like on one knee. And then we realized he couldn't get up. So one person, went to help him up, and then that wasn't enough, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then it was a Mormon barn raising, except of Tiny Tim. So, not a Mormon barn raising, Amish barn raising. So sorry, Mormons. So we raised Tiny Tim up, and the weird thing is that many years later, 1999, SpongeBob is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. In the pilot episode of SpongeBob, we prominently featured Tiny Tim's song, "Having a Wonderful Time." So all roads lead to Tiny Tim.
So
That's
he
what I'm
wasn't.
saying.
Tiny Tim wasn't doing a James Brown thing.
Yeah.
Did you put a cape on?
No, they just needed a.
You didn't put a cape on him.
I wonder if that was in the book, because there's a Tiny Tim book that
that
Tim
Tim-
Heidecker did the audio.
Tim did
voice
the
for.
audio. And instead of a cape,
I call
did you
him Tiny Tim Heidecker.
Did you?
That's my nickname for him.
They put paper towels on him
I
instead
call him
of a cape.
medium-sized Tim.
Medium-sized Tim.
Regular sized Tim.
Well, Tom, I was a close friend of Big Bucks Burnett. He was my mentor and best friend for the past 5 years. And he passed away in the fall, but he had great things to say about you.
He did.
Wow.
Now I wonder if I'm being pranked like the teacher guy.
Wait a
The Mustache Club likes to mess with my mind.
well, wait a second.
Wow, so I'm so sorry to hear
so
that.
Big
Wow,
Bucks
he was
died?
wonderful. And Big Bucks Burnett, he passed away. That's real.
Yes,
Was
correct,
Big Bucks
correct.
large, or was it just
No.
a financial thing?
Well, he was kind of a strapping dude, but he wasn't
Yeah,
like Tiny
he was.
Tim big.
He's Big Bucks Burnett because he has lots of money. Yeah.
Sure.
And,
he got the
you
money
know-
to bring Tom Kenny and Tiny Tim, and that's
And Mr. Ed.
and Mr. Ed, and Joe Eli.
So hey, what? Just so you know, I'm legit Big Bucks. The thing about Big Bucks, he collected 8-track tapes, right?
He had an 8-track museum.
He had an 8-track museum, and one of the most valuable tapes in his collection was the very rare pressing of the Sex Pistols' "Nevermind the Bollocks" on 8-track.
Wow.
That's a very valuable
So
8-track
here's the
tape.
thing. Like I said, I've known Tommy since we were 6. If you had to put like the top 100 eccentric friends of his, this guy wouldn't even make the list. That's how many Tom loves crazy.
I hang out with a lot of eccentrics. Yeah,
My ex-wife,
beautiful eccentrics.
My ex-wife used to say, "You love crazy people, but he outshines me. he smokes me." You know?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, they're fun people. Swamp Dog is a blast. You know,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. But
I would love to see your phone.
he's really fun.
Well, thanks, Stoney.
Thank you. Well, Stoney.
Of course.
You brought me a little bit of bad news, but good memories. So
Yeah. Way
yin
to
and
bring
yang.
down the
Good
show.
memories. You know,
Thanks.
I'm glad to jog your memory with all that stuff.
Love
Have
you
a good
so
one,
much,
guys.
man. Thank you. That was very kind of you.
Thanks. So,
Bye.
Love you too.
Dallas.
Bye bye.
bye. Yeah, that really brought the show down.
No, I tried to make it
No,
positive.
it was good. And,
Silver
and I
lining.
think if as well as I know Big Bucks, he would have been really touched by the shout out.
I think he would have.